What's up, all my worldly lovers? Davey here. You know, I love Skylanders. It's been a part of my life ever since I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I've been collecting Skylanders ever since, and I currently have like over 300 to maybe even over 400 Skylanders, who knows. And I've always wanted to make a video like this, ranking every single Skylanders game. However, I don't want to rank them as actual games because I want to make myself stick out more. And I also want to talk about one part of Skylanders, aside from the Skylanders themselves, that I love since the very beginning of Skylanders, ever since I played Trap Team. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that's right. I'm gonna be ranking every single Skylanders game based on their music. Composed by Lorne Balfe, with the main Skylanders theme composed by Hans Zimmer, Skylanders, in my opinion, has one of the most recognizable soundtracks in gaming history. It's a brilliant mix of both classic instruments mixed in with electronic sounds that completely immerses you in a wonderful land where the only limit is your imagination. It is absolutely awe-inspiring. And in this video, I'm going to be ranking all of them. That's right, every single Skylanders game soundtrack, with the sole exception being Skylanders Imaginators, simply because this is the only Skylanders game that does not contain an original soundtrack. Instead, it just reuses pre-existing music from the previous games, which really isn't saying a lot since the game already sucks anyway, so even if I were to include it on this list, it'd be pretty much at the bottom anyway. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. This is me ranking every single Skylanders game based on their music.
Be a winner at the game of life.
In my humble, honest opinion, Skylanders Superchargers is without a doubt the weakest out of the Skylanders soundtracks. But that doesn't mean it's bad by any means, not at all. It definitely has some pretty darn good tracks, such as the Chaos boss fight music, which is great in every single Skylanders game except Imaginators, and this one is no exception. And as for the land music, there's the Land of the Undead, Gadfly Glades, and finally, my favorite one out of all the land musics, the Vault of the Ancients. But other than that, that's really all I can say about the music. It has a few good tracks, but for the most part, the music is just kind of barren and not that memorable, which is really saying something considering that most music in the Skylanders franchise is really great, aside from Imaginators, but this is the weakest one in my opinion. Not bad, still really good, just not as good as what's coming up. Moving on.
Go for it, kid! The adventure begins!
Now we come to Spyro's Adventure, the first Skylanders soundtrack, and I still think it holds up extremely well, even for being the first one. The first track I just have to talk about is the main Hub World theme. It is just so beautiful, taking the main Skylanders theme that we all know and love, and channeling it down to a soothed, elegant, and wondrous composition that words can't even describe. Plus, the cool thing about this game is that some of the world themes would end up becoming precursors for the gate music that you would hear in the future games, such as with Darkwater Cove, Crystal Eye Castle, and Treetop Terrace. As for the Chaos boss fight, this is like the most unique out of all of them, and it slaps. I don't know why, but it really does. Overall, the music of Spyro's Adventure, while not my favorite, is still very good with a ton of iconic tracks, beautiful music, and overall a great precursor of what's to come. Moving on. Now we come to Skylanders Swap Force. Despite being my favorite Skylanders game, it doesn't have my favorite Skylanders soundtrack though. Not to say that the soundtrack itself is bad, far from it. It actually has some of my favorite tracks out of any Skylanders game, such as the Fire Viper boss theme, and the Forest Fest Mountains theme. Plus, there is this one part of the game where one of the villains, Mesmeralda, just before her boss fight begins, she sings what looks to be a musical number, and I'm pretty sure this is like the only time where one of the villains or any of the characters of Skylands actually sings a musical number. And to be fair, this song is really damn good.
Make you laugh and then she'll make you cry. Twist and tangle in her power, all her enemies will cower. Stand in trance as her fingers dance. Captivated when she sings, Mesmeralda pulls her strings. Mesmeralda pulls her strings.
As for the Chaos boss fight music, while not really my favorite, is still absolutely incredible, especially with this track's use of choir, which I really do think gives an extra flavor to the music. Overall, while Skylanders Swap Force may still not have my favorite Skylanders soundtrack, the music overall still packs a big punch, with a lot of great electronic sounds and excellent compositions. I wouldn't have it any other way. It is awesome.
Ah! Giants!
Now, here we come to Skylanders Giants. This is the game, in my opinion, that made Skylanders Skylanders, especially with the music, which has some of my favorite land music out of any Skylanders game to date, with such tracks including Junkyard Isles, Cutthroat Carnival, and Glacier Gully. But there is one thing introduced in this game that is one of my all-time favorite things about Skylanders and would end up becoming a staple throughout the Skylanders games, and that is, of course, the Elemental Gate music, with the Life Elemental Gate being a go-to example in my opinion. Plus, the Chaos boss fight music, again not really my favorite, is still very awesome, being a lot more dubstep-ish compared to the other ones. Overall, Skylanders Giants has a very great soundtrack, and the soundtrack that made Skylanders Skylanders in my opinion. But there is still one more in my opinion that is just simply better, and gave me so much more joy. Skylanders Trap Team is one of my favorite soundtracks in any video game. It is absolutely outstanding the way they utilize music throughout this game, with my main example being the amazing villain music you hear after you defeat the villains and they appear in the villain vault. I unfortunately will not be able to play all of their music since that would make this video way too long, but here are a few of my favorites, one of them being Bruiser Cruiser, then there's Chompy, Cross Crow, and probably my favorite one out of all of them, the Grave Clobber. As for the land music, it's honestly really not that special in my opinion. It's good, don't get me wrong, but there's just nothing really much to talk about with the land music. It's just standard good Skylanders music. But the one thing I really do want to talk about is the boss battle music. It is absolutely incredible and probably some of the best boss music I've ever heard for any kind of video game other than Undertale, with my go-to examples being Chef Pepperjack, then there's Dreamcatcher, the Golden Queen, and finally, in my opinion, the greatest Chaos villain boss fight music of all time, Ultimate Traptanium-powered Emperor Chaos. And yes, that is what he really calls himself. In conclusion, Skylanders Trap Team is still one of my all-time favorite soundtracks in any video game, for its sheer excitement, magic, excellent blend of instruments and electronic sounds, and overall just feeling so special. I can't get enough of it. And there you have it, me ranking every single Skylanders game based on their music. So what do you think? Did you think I maybe praised one a bit too much, or did I not give one enough praise? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my future videos. And that just about does it. Peace to the world and peace out. Bye-bye.